Today I'm going to show you a little bit more on the ATEM2DECK controller as we've seen in the past. But this time we're just going to talk about the control, how to set the device up. And first of all, I'm just going to explain that the main control of the deck controller here is done through using the network connector. So you don't have to be worried about having to connect it up to the USB port or anything like that. You just set up a network connection, as you can see here, and this is all just done using a simple program called PuTTY, so here's the PuTTY window. So you just set the IP address here. You can also do a similar thing on the Mac, just using the terminal program. You just set up an IP telnet control on port 23. So when you select telnet, but you'll see there's plenty of stuff you can see about how to do this. It's very simple, and once it's set up, you just have a telnet window here, and so all you can do, you just type in a question mark, enter, and it'll show you these are the menu items that you can use to set up the ATEM2DECK controller. So you can see here, you can do the question mark, which will show you the menu. A sets the auto pause. So if we just go, and you see it's a capital as well, so you can't accidentally hit the wrong button. And here it's telling you that the auto pause is on, but with zero delay or look ahead. So if I go, say A5, it'll then say set the auto pause for 5 frames, which means it'll send the pause command out to the deck 5 frames prior to the time code, which gives you a look ahead, so that you can then set that up to be paused bang on the end frame. The BXX means you can set the brightness of the LED, and as you can see, here's the LED here. If I just type in, let's say B, I think the range is from 40 to 55. So if I go B40, you can see now it's a lot brighter, because it doesn't look so much because the camera's dropped the iris down. But you see here I've got it set to B40. I can just go B55, and you see it's actually gone, well, the maximum you can go, so the minimum you can go is 54, so it auto corrects for you. So the brightness is reduced down. So looking up here again, let's go to a question mark, look at the menu items. You can say C, capital C will clear all items in the clip list. Now I'm going to just talk a little bit about this clip list at the moment here. You can see there's a little V, so you can press V. Anything that you need to display a setting is in lowercase. Anything you set something is in uppercase. So if we just go type in a little V, and it's showing you the clip list, there is nothing in there other than a base clip, and that's indicated up here. Now the reason that's there is in case you want to use the deck controller as a recorder, especially if you're using a deck to do slow-mos and you want to create clip lists as your recording, and you want to go back and play back. I'm going to talk about that in a totally separate video, how to use it as a slow-mo controller, and which you can then be able to use all the controls here. So here we've got no clips at all, and as can be seen in here. So that's what that little V does. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you how to load a clip list. And as I mentioned before, you can use clip lists, you can make clip lists in Excel. This is Excel spreadsheet, and I've got 2 separate clip lists here, and the command for doing the uploading of the clip list, you can see here's L, load clip list. So if we just go capital L, here, capital L on the keyboard, press enter, it'll then say it's now prompting you to enter a clip list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this clip list here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag across all the clip lists plus an extra line, which is there. And then we're going to go copy, frame it up, there we go, copy. And while we're sitting in here waiting to input, I'm just going to click on the window here, and then I'm going to right click, and you can see it's now loaded all these clips over here, and now you can see all those clips are now loaded in the Hyperdeck position for this deck controller, and none of them are highlighted because the time codes for all these clips is not in the range of where this deck is sitting at the moment. And on that note, you can see also here, if we just go to our menu items, just again you'll see there's a little T that shows you the current deck time code, so you can just press T, and there it is, shows you the time code there, which is 11082123, which just so happens to be the same number that's on the front of the deck. So just can use that just to confirm where you are on the deck. So we can just go and do a load again. So we're going to go capital L for load clip list. See, upload clip list. I'm going to go and load this lot of clips in here. As I said before, we drag across plus one extra line, and then we're going to go right click and go copy, come over here, and we're just going to click on the window and then just go right click paste, and there it is there. You can see there all the clips now we've just loaded up, and I'll show you again. I'm just going to drag the last lot again, and I'm just going to just down here, it's going to go load again, load, and then you'll see the window. This is me. I'm going to do paste now, doing the paste, and you see now it's refreshing, and then it's now showing all the new set of clips. And of course, as I said before, we can go capital C for clear. Try and do all this one-handed again. So we just go C for clear, and then it clears all of this. There it is there. So that's the menu controls that you have using just the network connector. One day when I get time, I'll go through and do this as a HTML, so you just have a nice, more pleasant way of doing things. But this does it. And you can see here we've got time base. So if I just go T, capital T, it'll tell me the current time base we're running. Now this particular time base, you can set it manually, but it'll also automatically set from the type of deck. So you can poll the deck and it knows what the deck is set to, if it's a PAL or NTSC or 25, 29.4 or 24, yeah. And that's just mainly done in all the calculations. I'm just trying to think what else we've got here. Record mode, I'll talk about that in another video. That's where you can set whether you want to crash record, assemble record, or insert record when you press the record button. You can also set a clip number. I won't go into that at the moment. There's a little S here for displaying the current setup of the device, which is all pretty self-explanatory. Now there's one other menu item that I need to talk about, and that's this. This is the USB port of the ATEM2DECK controller, which is the connector over here. Now, as I mentioned before, all the setup of this is all done through using a network connector. But the thing is that if you don't have the IP address set, you can't use a network connector. So to set the actual IP of the device, you've got to use the USB port. And this is a once only, basically. Once you get the device, you can set the network up, and then it'll always remember that network connection. So you can see, again, if you just come in here and you just type a question mark, it'll show you the menu items, and there's only a few of them here. You can press I to show you the network, which is there it is. It tells you that's the network connector. And to set the network connector up, you just press the asterisk, and then you can come through and you can just change the network by just typing in the numbers each here. So if I want to change this, I go, okay, well I want the first number to be 192, press enter. I want the second number to be 168, press enter. I want the third number to be 2, and then the fourth number I can change. Anyhow, you can just type the numbers in here. So let's make it 14, for instance. Go enter, and then it'll reboot, and it's now restarted on the new on that new network IP address, and I can just go back and change it again. 192, 168, and it was 253 before, and there it is there. I number all my Hyperdecks from 250, so I've got 250, 251, 252, 253, 254, and I do the same with the ATEM2DECK controller. Because it pretends it's a Hyperdeck, I put it in the same numbering order in the IP addresses. There you go. That was a very eventless display of what you can do with the menu settings. Goodbye.